And another episode of the Emily the Mystic Show commences with one of my dearest friends here in the spiritual space. She is such a light, and I know that you are going to love her Cancerian, sweet, beautifully highly vibrational energy, and that is Ashley Ruggieri. Ashley is a holy fire Karuna Reiki master, Akashic Records practitioner, and intuitive energy healer. Through her soul guided sessions, Ashley blends Reiki, sound healing, intuitive channeling, and Akashic wisdom to help clients clear energetic blocks and reconnect with their deepest truths. And it just so happens that Ashley and I are co hosting a retreat this fall, October, a little more than a month and a half away in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. And Ashley and I can't wait. So I wanted to have her on the show today so you can get to know her a little bit better. So welcome, Ashley.
Yay. Thank you so much. I cannot wait. I keep counting down the days for our retreat. It is so needed right now. And yes, I just cannot wait.
I'm just so excited about this fall. I don't know what it is, but I feel like this eclipse season is opening up a portal for so many of us into like a fresh start, new timeline, new vibe, new things happening. And so I'm excited because I feel like fall is just, October specifically, is just going to really bring us into that new energy. And Ashley, I know that you just navigated something big in your life. So do you want to share that with us?
Yes. So I just moved from Long Island, New York to Orlando, Florida. And I just shook things up so much. But of course, in all good things, right? Really what sparked the move was, well, for one, let me go back to New York because I love New York and the people there and just the community I built. Like that's really where my next awakening was happening, was in New York, and all of my gifts opening and just, creating my community. And so it was bittersweet to leave that. However, we made the decision to relocate as a family because, for one, I really wanted more sunshine. I grew up in Arizona, so I miss having sunshine. It's like a double-edged sword. You love the seasons, but at the same time, like sometimes you just get stuck in this lull in the winter and you're like, okay, I'm ready for the sun to come out. So really wanted more sunshine. And to be honest, it just felt more aligned from an abundance standpoint in terms of getting our finances sorted and aligned for what was best for us as a family unit. We just needed to make that move, and the timing was right. My son had a tournament there and really enjoyed it. And so he actually was the one that kind of like sprawled it on us, and we're like, okay, let's explore this a little bit. So it made things move very quickly. Children are so intuitive. He actually even chose the town that we live in. I've never even heard of it. And he was looking on social media or online. Like he even went to, what's it called, Zillow, and was looking at houses and neighborhoods. And he's like, oh, we should really check out this town. It sounds great. So anyways, that's where we landed. And I mean, it's 2 weeks fresh. So I am still like getting settled, still unpacking a little bit, like getting into my routine. And I've recently set the intention to rebuild community out here. So I'm super excited about that. I'm hosting my very first sound bath here on Sunday. Um, so that'll be great. I mean, I have one participant showing up, but you know what? I will take it, even if she's the only one. Like, she's gonna have the best sound bath of her life. So I'm just happy to like meet somebody. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and just settling in.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed with the fact that your son led this whole thing. And by the way, how old is he for us to know?
He's 10.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
He's my little man. Yeah, I swear he's definitely an old soul, but yeah, he's very, very wise for his age.
And I remember it was probably about a month ago at this point, Ashley and I were texting about the retreat. She was like, oh, by the way, we're picking up our life and we're moving to Florida. I was like, what?
Yeah, kind of a big change. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like, I felt, I have been feeling like a little bit of culture shock because we get, like, stuck in this groove and rhythm, and then you just literally, like, we picked everything up and placed it somewhere else, and I'm like, "Whoa, everything is so different," right down to, and I mean, us, we're intuitive, so we're naturally sensitive to energy, and I'm like, "The energy here is so different." And I was just telling my sister this the other day, I'm like, "I feel like where I'm at, the in New York, there was more people who were open and awakened to spirituality and all of the things that we do. And so here, there's room for that. It's almost like, I don't know, it's like I'm still tapping into it, but I just feel like even like the land, like there's just something in the atmosphere here where it just needs to be balanced a bit. So I'm like, maybe this is why I was led here. I've got some work to do with the land, and Mother Earth wanted me here. So yeah.
I've been saying that about Florida for the last few years now. Like, there is so much untapped potential in terms of the land and the spiritual community. And I'm excited for you because I feel like there is so much room to grow. And I have other clients who've moved there. So,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, you're truly following the call of your soul. And when things are meant to happen, they just happen. I
Mhm.
think that's the miraculous aspect of it. Just hearing and reflecting on your story is, I know for me, I've had things that in my ego mind, I've really wanted to manifest them and then they haven't happened, in the way that you want them. And then you're kind of like waiting and you're like, what's wrong? What's going on? And then often the universe has other plans for you.
Yes.
Is that what happened for you too with this?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we always thought like we would do a move, but probably later when my son was older. And I like foresaw like, oh yeah, my business, like I had just leased a new place like in March. So my intentions were to keep growing and keep, building my communities. So when this happened, it was like lightning fast, but at the same time, it was like so exciting and it felt so right because we were all on board and we saw all of the good that could come out of it. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared. Like, oh my gosh, I built such a wonderful community here and I'm going to leave it and start over in Florida. But I was like, you know what? I can do it. Like, I set the intention before to find my people, to find, soul friends like you, Emily. And it happened. I'm like, I can do this again. Like, it'll be okay. So, just being able to like give myself some grace to navigate through that big change and honoring all of the like emotions coming up through it helped get to the other side. Like change is good. Yes, it's very uncomfortable, but again, that's how we grow and that's how we level up and, jump timelines and all of that good stuff.
Mm, yes, I'm obsessed with that so much. I have so many questions for you, but before we get into it, I haven't even asked you yet. What is your astrology, sun, moon, and rising, Ashley?
Yes. So I'm a Libra sun, an Aquarius moon, and a Cancer rising.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I just always associate you with this perfect blend of Cancer and Libra. Ashley just has this energy that like wraps you in this warm embrace, this warm
Oh,
hug.
I love
And
that.
so, for you guys to know, it's really funny because the way that all of my best collaborations are born is when a client or a friend of mine approaches me with like a crazy idea. And that lights
Uh,
my manifesting generator sacral fire within me to get excited about it. So, Ashley DM'd me, oh my God, like at least 6 months ago. And she was like, Emily, I know you've experienced hosting retreats. I'm thinking about hosting a retreat. Can you send me, some guidance around how you got started? And so I just kind of blabbered off some things to Ashley in a voice message. And I was like, these are all the things you need to do to get started. And then I thought about it. And I think I double messaged you and I was like,
you
um,
did.
I kind of like want to host another retreat.
Yeah.
I don't have anything planned. Would you be open to a co-host?
Oh my God. I'll never forget that voice message because I was like totally fangirling. I'm like, oh my God, Emily the Mystic is asking me? Like, wait a second. So cool. But yeah. Yeah, I love that. Like I just love when things happen naturally. And It was definitely meant to be. I mean, again, like back to your point where sometimes the universe like just has different plans for us. Like that was a prime example because I told myself like a goal of mine was to host a retreat in the next, 1 to 3 years. Like I wasn't planning on doing it in the next 6 months, but then when you put it out there, I was like, hell yeah, let's do it.
It is just fascinating to me. And I know that, again, the best collaborations just land in my lap. They happen so organically, they happen so quickly. And from there, what was really wild too is Ashley and I kind of started tuning into locations, and we both had a lot of ideas. And we both started getting similar messages around the mountains and specific messages around the South, and like being in either the Appalachian Mountains or the Smoky Mountains and having this sort of energetic connection with the land that felt very freedom focused. We
Mhm,
wanted to be out on the land, feeling free, hearts wide open. And
mhm.
so we came up with this whole concept around soul country and like being in the countryside and letting your soul run free and like this very bohemian, again, free spirited sort of energy. And that's really where this whole thing was born from.
Mhm. Yes, 100%. Just tapping into what do we want to feel when we're there? What do we want all of the women coming to feel like, and why are they going? Right? So yeah, we definitely tapped into it, and it's the perfect place. I can't like I love looking at the pictures of the house. I cannot wait to be in it physically.
Same. The house is incredible. It is. And a booking that happened so effortlessly. We looked at a few properties, but Ashley found this one house and she was like, this is the one. This is the one. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And the investment worked out. It was so easy. It just literally happened. And then
Mhm.
the other thing that happened too that was crazy was, you guys know I went away on that long trip to Idaho, Utah, Pacific Northwest. And when I was in Salt Lake City, I needed a chiropractor because I was struggling with some vertigo at the time. And I went to this chiropractor and we got to talking, and this chiropractor was very spiritual, very high vibrational. And he was like, oh, this is totally offhand. He didn't know anything about me, other than I had told him I had a spiritual business. And he was like, oh, I'm going on a retreat in the fall in October to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And I was like, no way. I'm hosting a retreat near Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. What weekend? And it's the frickin' same weekend,
So
which was
what?
just crazy, which this is
Yeah.
just my life. Like, my life is full of synchronicities like this.
Oh yeah.
And since then, I've also met another person who is also hosting a retreat in the Smoky Mountains around the same time.
Mhm.
And there is something energetically happening with the land there. This fall, all these spiritual people are being guided to go. And so that tells me, as I consider myself to be a grid worker, someone who is connected with the land, working with Mother Earth, bringing my energy wherever I feel called to go, guided to go. And yeah, there being like this beautiful facilitation that happens from doing that. So there's something calling us
They're
to the
definitely.
Smoky Mountains, Ashley.
I know. I feel like we're going to be surprised. Like something is going in a good way, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
something for us. So I'm excited. And I've been getting like the synchronistic signs too, where, I was on a work trip in Indiana. You were just there. So random.
Oh my
But
God, that's crazy. What? I didn't know that. Oh my God.
I walk into this room and there's this massive like painting of Dolly, and I was like, "Oh, it's so pretty! Like it's so pretty." It was like all of the colors that I'm drawn to. It had like golds and pinks, and like she had like this. It looked like a crown, like a aura around her. I'm like, "Oh my god!" I took a picture. I think I sent it to you.
Yes.
And then I found a hairdresser randomly, like anyways, so I walk into her cute little salon and it's like all bohoed out, like totally like my decor. I'm like, I know nothing about this lady. And like her decor is like totally my vibe. And she's playing Dolly Parton. She's like, oh, well, I grew up in Tennessee. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, they're all there.
Oh, and also too, another thing I just thought of, another synchronicity. I'm wearing my Avalon sweatshirt today.
Oh,
My tattoo artist that I worked with over the summer, her name is Avalon, and her boyfriend lives in Sevierville, Tennessee, which is where the retreat is. So she was giving me all of these recommendations and telling me, I'm like, what are the odds? What are
Right.
the odds? This is also divinely guided. The web is being woven.
Mm-hmm.
And so, for the listener to know, if this is the first time you're hearing about the retreat, it's called Wild Light.
Yes.
And the reason for the name and the concept is, again, it's all about this wild open space, this soul country experience. We want you to be shining your wildest light. When I think of the divine feminine, I think of you just being your most authentic self, getting the wind under your sails, the wind in your hair, the smile on your face, and just again really connecting with that feeling of being free and wild to be you, you know?
Exactly. Totally. As soon I know we were like brainstorming different ideas, but I was like, that's it. It's done.
It's
It's
done.
yeah.
And it's the third weekend of October. So October 16th through 19th. It's a nice long weekend, Thursday to Sunday. We have so many activities that are planned for you. We're going to be going horseback riding. We're going to be going to Dollywood. If you're not familiar, Dollywood is right near Sevierville, Pigeon Forge area. And we're going to be having just fun. Like the whole point of this retreat too, by the way, it's not for you to be spent sitting in silence and meditation and like having this intense
Yes. Screaming in the forest.
like
Yeah.
this intense sort of spiritual experience. You're going to have the spiritual experiences. Like you're going to be around Ashley and I, you're going to be around other spiritual women, so the energy is going to be wild. Ashley's bringing her magical tools for having some sound bath
Yeah.
experiences for us at the house, which is going to be beautiful. So, we're going to be doing the spiritual work, but it's not just about that. This is also about having a good time. Ashley and I both love country music. So, we're going to be playing the country music. We're going to be dancing. We'll be doing a little line dancing at the house. And we also found a local caterer who's going to be cooking us Southern meals for 3 days. So, like, everything is being taken care of. All of the food is included. Drinks are included. Fun is included. You just have to show up.
Exactly.
And also, in doing so, you get to just bring yourself, your true self. And for my spiritual entrepreneurs out there, we have a photographer booked where you can
Mhm.
get some beautiful headshots of yourself in the Smoky Mountains. So if you're
Mhm.
wanting a new vibe for your website or for your social media platform, you are going to be getting some beautiful pictures taken of yourself. So
Yeah. I'm actually really looking forward to that.
can you say no? I don't think you can say no to any of this.
No, you cannot. Like, there's just so much goodness in it. Yeah. And you're gonna meet your friends, your new friends for life. I can't believe we
Yes.
haven't met you in person, Emily. I feel like we have in another lifetime, but like this lifetime, like, oh, it'll be so
Soul
good.
family, soul
Mm.
family. There's something magical about in-person experiences. I'm really grounding into that this year, especially. I have a lot of astrology transits for my astrology nerds that are happening in my third house of local community and connections. So I've been really focused on building my own local community here in Philly and meeting new people here. And so this is a really great way for you to also build your own community. I mean, I have lifelong friends from retreats that I have been on, that I have facilitated. Um, and so there's something about that when you open yourself up to in-person experiences, you never know who you could meet. Is it a future business collaborator? Is it a someone that who has a podcast that you could be on their podcast? Is it, a friend for life? There can just be so many cool things that come from it too.
Definitely. Definitely.
And so I want to pivot our conversation, Ashley, a little bit and talk about your own in-person community building, because I know that that's a big part of you and your business. And for someone listening who may want to dip their toes into that as an entrepreneur, but may be nervous,
Mhm.
do you have any guidance on where to begin? Like how to meet people, how to network? Where do you feel like people should get started with that?
Yeah, that's such a good question. So for me, in terms of like building that one-on-one clientele, for me, what really helped is having a Google business account for people to find you. And even just renting out, like if you're doing in-person stuff, yes, you can do virtually. But for me, I was focused on in person. And so I leased a very inexpensive space to see clients, and having that Google business account and encouraging clients to leave you a review was allowing people to find me. Like that's honestly how I found all of my one-on-one clients, was through that avenue. But when I got into sound healing, I really wanted to offer that to the community. And that was very nerve-wracking to, it's almost like when you go up and do a presentation in front of a group of people, right? I almost was correlating it with that, with those nerves, because I was like, oh my gosh, what if it doesn't sound right? What if they hate it? All of the things. But I was also getting frustrated because I would reach out to yoga studios and try to see if they would be interested in collaborating. And so I wasn't very successful with that. So I started reaching out to local libraries and also to fitness centers. So I found this fitness group. It's like a women's focused fitness group, and the owner has this beautiful facility that's very open. And I reached out to her. So my recommendation is being persistent, and if you're not getting the results and where you're looking, then just try to think outside of the box a little bit. I never would have thought to think of libraries, and I'll tell you that was an intuitive hit from a friend, actually Kayleen. She did a reading on me and she was like, I'm seeing books, reach out to the library. So I'm like, okay, that's weird, but I did, and it turned out to be wonderful, and I found clients there too. So I was able to work something out at the library, but also with this fitness group. And once you like get your feet wet and you do the thing, whatever it is that you're setting out to do, you kind of just, I like, you have to push yourself out there, like tough love. Like if you never do it, then you're never going to get to the place you want to be, and that is building your community. So you kind of just have to have that like courage and just go out and get it.
I couldn't agree more. For me, I have really found people through social media
Mm,
with the local communities, and by social media, two ways specifically through local Facebook groups.
mhm,
So I think it's a really great idea. And Ashley also used this for us with building the retreat and finding us some local connections for some things that we were looking for the retreat. Finding your local Facebook groups where people hang out, joining them, asking for recommendations, or even making a post about yourself and putting yourself out there and saying, because I've done this and I've made friends in Philly by doing this, putting a picture up of yourself and saying, here's me, here's what I'm interested in. I'm looking for friends who like these specific things, like spiritual community, or I'm looking to attend more spiritual events in my area. And putting it out there, you never know
yes.
who is looking out for someone just like you. Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. Yes. Like so much goodness will come out of it. And again, like that's where that discomfort comes with change, is like pushing through that discomfort, because good things are on the other side once you get through that.
And I found some of my closest friends through Instagram.
Hmm.
People that I've DM'd because I've seen that they were in the Philly area or even outside of Philly and just felt like drawn to their energy. And we have connected and still stay in touch. And again, through social media. So there are always ways to make those connections and relationships, but you do have to let go of the fear of putting yourself out there.
Yes, I know. I know. Trust me, I get it. Like that fear of rejection is real. It can come on strong sometimes, but your people will find you and they're looking for you. That's what I've learned, is people are looking for you.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
the way that I've sort of shifted my own energy around this is to really think about, I know that I have soul contracts with people that I'm meant to meet in this lifetime. My soul family members, like we've got soul contracts. We're meant to find each other. and it's part of my mission, it's part of my purpose, and I would be doing them and myself a disservice if I didn't put myself out there to meet them and find them. And there's something
Exactly.
about that that just fills me with so much joy and excitement of like, ooh, like who am I going to meet next, you
Right.
know?
It's so true. Yep. Oh, I love that.
So thinking of it from that perspective can kind of soften the fear of being rejected or being misunderstood or,
Mhm.
no one getting back to you, no one
Right.
answering you, all of
Uh-huh.
those things
Oh,
that come
totally.
up.
Mhm.
Ashley, can you tell us a little bit about your story and how you got into the spiritual work in the first place? Is this your full-time thing? Like, what does your business look like? Tell us a little bit about you and how we got here.
Okay, so funny story. Um, and I won't say long story short because it's not a short story, but uh so it found me when I was actually going through a move. I'm saying funny because I haven't really thought of it since until you asked. So uh I had mentioned I grew up in Arizona, and it was at a time where 2012 I got out of a serious relationship with somebody that I'd been with a long time. It wasn't the right person. I needed to move on. And so I wasn't married, didn't have kids. And I was like, you know what? I really want to do something drastic with my life. I want to move to another place. And this was during a trip to Sedona with my mother and my sister. They took me there for my birthday, and we're on this excruciating hike. It's like 7 miles. It was hot and very long, but I'm just like blabbering away to both of them. And I'm like, yeah, I really want to move somewhere. I want to do something drastic. I don't know. Maybe I'll move to New York City. My mom was like, absolutely not. And my sister's like, hell yeah. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm moving. So on this hike is when I decided, I'm like, I'm moving to New York City. Um, so like just like this last move, things start moving quickly. I find somebody to rent my house. I sell my car. I'm like living on my friend's couch for a little bit until I like find my job out there. Like I just start making moves, boom, boom, boom. And I feel like I get stuck a little bit because I'm like, okay, I'm not landing a job. Like everything else is in place, but why am I not landing a job? And I was starting to panic on the day that I was selling my car. So I meet I was in connection with the man mostly, but then his wife showed up. So the car was for his wife. And so I'm talking to her and, small talk, like, what do you do? And she's like, oh, I'm a Reiki master. And I'm like, I have no idea what that is. What's a Reiki master? Yeah. So she tells me about it, and I'm like, and I got like full body chills. I'm like, oh my God, I think I need to see you. And so she's like, and I told her what was going on. She's like, yeah, come to me for a session. So I go to her for a session. And then like literally 2 days later, I have a job offer for a role out there. Like I got to transfer with my company. So I was like, whoa, this is weird. But let me tell you, after my first Reiki session, like I just felt so energized and like I don't know, so at peace with everything. Like I just felt so good. It's really hard to explain unless you've had like your first Reiki session and then you know what I'm talking about. So that's how it all started. So then fast forward and I moved to New York. That's actually where I met my husband. Um, and then we lasted about a year there, moved back to Arizona, and then okay, fast forward, moved to Long Island. So in between all that, I do get Reiki sessions for myself, but I went through this period of time where I was navigating unprocessed trauma, and so I sought being attuned to Reiki because I wanted to self heal and do the self practice. And so I really enjoyed that. I really moved through it for a good year or so and started toying with the idea of like maybe I can help people. And like the more I thought about it, like the more it excited me, but it also scared the shit out of me because I'm like, I can't do that. Like, imposter syndrome comes in. Um, but you know what? I just pushed myself, got a little courage here and there and kept pushing myself and just slowly started like building my community, started doing it. And as after like the first few clients that were in front of me that I was working on is when I noticed like, okay, I've got gifts coming online that I had no idea were there. And it's kind of wild. Like if you're not fully aware of it, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but I was like, whoa, what is this? Because I was starting to think it was like me just having random thoughts, but then I just kept hearing this nudge, like, tell them, share it with them, like these random symbols and messages I was getting. And people were like, oh my God. I'm like, okay, so this is something. And I came across the concept of the Akashic Records. I don't want to say concept, sorry. But then I found you. And that's really how it unfolded. And now I'm like merging the two. And then further down the road, I did light language with you. I've um, found sound, which I absolutely love. So I love hosting sound baths. So yeah, that's my story, how it all panned out, which I love so much.
I am obsessed with all of this, and I'm obsessed with the fact that you just made a big move because I feel like you've just quantum leaped yourself again onto a whole new timeline and business timeline and community timeline. Just knowing where you've been, like, just feels like such an expansive part of your soul's journey in this lifetime. So that's freaking cool. And you guys, like, Ashley is so talented. I have had Ashley do a lot of healing work for me. She is so good at what she does. She is such a clear channel. Like, every time I have Ashley do Reiki for me, there's just all of these wild little things that come through that she could never have known otherwise, which is always just the best, you know? And you just are so good at holding that safe space for people. So I can't recommend Ashley enough for receiving healing sessions from her. And that's who is in, you guys, when you come on this retreat, you're in our hands. Like,
Mhm.
the two of us, like, we are such a soul sister dynamic duo. We're like, come in, let
Yes.
us love you, like, let us make your life easier, like, come party with us, but also, like, come relax with us. Like, we are
We're a damn good time.
we're a damn good time.
Yeah.
But
No,
also, you can just let your hair down and be yourself, and there it's a judgment-free zone, but it's also an optimistic zone.
exactly. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You said no sad girl energy.
No sad girl energy on this retreat. Nope.
You mean that in the most loving way.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
true. Because we're
Mhm.
always going through things. And, like, that's the thing, Ashley. I'm sure that your move, it was full of lots of emotions. I'm
Yes.
sure there were lots of tears leaving
Mhm.
Long Island. I'm sure it's still
Yeah.
not been easy with settling into your new home. So, actually, that prompts a question for me, which is, can you take us a little bit through how you've navigated the emotional processing of this big adventure that you guys have been on as a family?
Oh, that's such a good question. For me, like when I'm navigating emotions and even just from childhood, like those experiences that we've had, the trauma, we tend to like go into this escapism and not trusting our bodies and then going into our heads and like overthinking things. And so I'm more aware when I start to go down that path. So for me, this is why I love sound so much and playing and hosting sound because it forces me to be present for others and for the sound itself. So I've really been leaning into my instruments. They do have personalities of themselves, but been leaning into that and really trying to reflect on the things that I'm grateful for. So being able to move, there's many people out there who wish to move and aren't able to. So just even like starting small with all of the things that you are grateful for, because of course, as we know, when we focus on what we're grateful for, then it can amplify and the universe loves to reflect those things back to us. So really going back to the basics. I mean, navigating a move across country, your daily routines are quickly out the door. So I needed to get those back very quickly. So the first thing I did was I set up my space and made sure I had it so that way I could be in the space to meditate, pull cards, play my sound, just being with myself and making sure, you make time for that to process. And with sound, if you've been to a sound bath, oftentimes it can stir up emotional release. And so that's also why I like playing because sometimes I'll cry or like, and I don't even know why I'm crying. It could be for somebody in the room. But I just love being able to connect with the instruments to help kind of process that energy and get it out, like release it, get it out. Yeah.
That's such a beautiful answer. I'm obsessed with everything that you shared. And I know for me too, like I was just away this past weekend on this trip to Indiana, which was totally not what I was expecting, completely expansive in so many ways. And it was so fast that I was really sad to leave because I left yesterday. And so Sunday night brought up a lot of emotions because I wished I had more time and I couldn't change my flight. And it was just so freaking fast. Sometimes the soul lessons come in and they're so quick. So it brought up a lot of emotions for me. And the way that I've been sitting with it and navigating it, and that's why I love that you shared about working with instruments, because I feel like that sound is so powerful for somatic release. For me,
Mhm.
it's all about movement. So I process my emotions best when I give myself space to move. So after I've kind of, cried it out or like let myself feel whatever I need to feel, then I give myself permission to move. So I get out and I walk,
That's good.
or I dance, or I get to the gym and I like actually do a workout. I am so much more present with myself and it helps me feel so much more clear that the emotions that maybe were creating a sense of numbness within me. Because sometimes, too, when we're trying to navigate the emotions, you maybe want to dissociate, and that ends up making you feel numb and not feeling it. When I let myself move, it lets me be so much more present, then the emotions can naturally come up so that I can feel them or at least just process them,
Mhm.
more easily.
Yeah.
So I love that
That's
you shared that.
yeah, definitely. I'll melt if I go for a walk, but probably. But yes, I do need but you gave me a great idea. I'm like, yes, I need to walk more because that's so good.
Yeah. It's so good. And a year ago, I took Rachel Gibler's nervous system program. I don't know if she's still offering it, but she would teach us it's all about breath, sound, and movement. When you're
Mhm,
working with somatic processing of the body, connect with your breath, connect, listen to sound, or move
mm,
the energy. And that is just the best trio for navigating the human emotional experience,
mm.
truly.
So good. Mhm.
Ashley, do you have any tangible tips for someone out there who's listening who is contemplating a big life move or in it?
Um, Tangible tips, man. Let me think for a second. I feel like for me, it's just making sure that you're making the space. Like if I could go back, I wish that I made space for myself to navigate the move because I was also traveling a lot for work in the month of August as well as navigating this move. I'll never ever do that again, but I just wish that I was more mindful of making that protective space for myself to connect in. And even if it was 5 minutes, I think 5 minutes could have done a lot to my mental state. But that's the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is making sure that you're able to connect in and lean into your people, lean into your circle. Even if it's somebody that you haven't, connected with in a long time, I think there's just so much in like picking up the phone and just talking to a friend or a girlfriend or somebody that you feel safe with and just venting to them. Um, I feel like a lot of times when so much is happening, we tend to, or I don't know if others are out there, but for me, I'll tend to like shut people out. And it's not on purpose. It's just because I'm like, I've got so much and I'm trying to laser focus. And then I'm almost like pushing all of my emotions to the side when really like I have people, I have soul friends, soul family that I could reach out to just kind of vent to and talk through things. And of course, like your partner, right? I mean, my poor husband, he's probably heard enough from me, but just talking things out, making time for yourself. I think those are the two biggest things. And self-care. I mean, that was like one of the first things that I did when I got here. I'm like, I'm gonna get my hair cut, I'm gonna get a massage, I'm gonna get my nails done. I'm like, I'm gonna take care of myself. Yeah.
Yes, girl. Yes.
Yeah.
I love those answers so much. And for me too, if I have a lot coming up for me, I tend to just kind of shut down and, like you said, shut everyone out. Like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm trying to process. And
Uh-huh.
so I have been getting in the habit of, I have my people, I will just send them like, 2, 3 minute voice message. Like, you will not believe what just happened. I have to tell someone. I don't need coaching. I don't need
Right.
guidance. I just like
Exactly.
need you to listen right
Right.
now.
Be my sounding board. Let me vent. Let me say all of the ugly word vomit real quick, and then I'll be good.
Yes, and it's just the best. Like, yes. And you will find your people. If you don't have them yet, don't also be afraid to follow your intuition. Like, for example, I had something crazy happen to me over the weekend. My guides were like, you need to reach out to this specific friend. I was like, okay. So I go on my phone and I'm like about to send her a voice message, and she had already texted me like minutes before.
I love when that happens.
It's the best. It's just the
Yeah.
best. So, yeah, if you're being called to reach out to someone, reach out to them. And that goes too for so many things, like whether it's processing your emotions, talking about what's coming up in your life, reaching out for connection, or even checking in with someone. Like, if you haven't heard from a friend in a while and you just feel like there's something going on, reach out to them. You never know what people are going through, truly. So that's important. And also, from a business point of view, reach out to people that you feel drawn to ask for the collaboration. You never know what can come out of it. Again, my friends and clients and students who have reached out to me asking about collaborations have turned into some of the most miraculous and magical things in my
Mhm.
own life and business. And I'm just obsessed when that happens.
Yeah.
So don't be
So
afraid.
yes, listening to your intuition is key. Hmm.
And one final question for you, Ashley, navigating fear, because I feel like a lot of what we've talked about today, you've made big moves in your life, business, physically moving, relationships, all of it. You've also navigated putting yourself out there and meeting people and finding community. And a lot of that can bring up social anxiety and fear and nervousness. So, do you have any guidance or recommendations for someone listening to this who's like, I want to do the big thing, or I know I'm being guided to do this. I know I need to follow my intuition, but I'm scared shitless. Like, what do I do?
Oh boy, have I been there. And honestly, like the fear, like, and maybe it's not fear, but just kind of like that self-doubt-ish feeling is always going to be there. Like I don't want viewers, listeners to think like, oh, we're fearless women and like we've got it all figured out. That's so not the case. I mean, I wish it was, but
Nope.
even before we recorded this podcast or before I see a client, like I get butterflies in my stomach of nervousness. And that's so normal. But when you are doing, you want to do something, like there's a motto or a quote that I live by a former mentor, but it was like, get comfortable being uncomfortable. And for me, it's like that discomfort is change. Like good change is on the other side. So if you can just challenge yourself and have that courage to just step through it, there's good on the other side waiting for you. Like there's an leveled up higher frequency version of you on that other side when you decide to go for it. So um it's I know it sounds simple, but that's really what it is. It's just like just going for it. But I know that it has to be in your own time. So there will be a time where it comes up and you're like, okay, I'm ready to go for it, and you're going to jump. So just being patient with yourself and sitting with it more and trying to hone in on what is pulling me back. What am I resisting truly? Because there's something there. So if you're able to navigate that and overcome, what's that root cause of me resisting, taking that step forward, then you'll be able to kind of surrender a little bit more and lean into it more.
Beautiful. Beautifully said. When I was getting my tattoos over this weekend in Indiana, I was asking because I was spending like at least 10 hours that day with my tattoo artist. And so we had a lot of time together. So we had a lot of deep conversations, of course. It's just me. Like I'm
Yeah.
always getting into it with people. And I was asking him for guidance on something that I'm navigating. And he gives me like this really beautiful answer. And he points to his arm and he has this tattoo that says, "Don't be afraid." And he was
Oh,
like, "Don't be afraid. You can do this, you
mhm.
know, do the thing, have the conversation." For me, it's often about talking about my feelings and like, navigating those feelings and explaining those feelings to other people. And so he was like, "Don't be afraid. You can tell people how you feel. Like, you've got this." And I will never just forget that image of the "Don't be afraid" tattoo. Like, that
Yes.
is going to be my motto, my energetic motto in this season of my own life. So, yeah, I just love that so much.
Oh, I love that. Aw.
Yay. Oh my God, Ashley, what a cute conversation we've had today.
It's so fun. This has, like, been so, like, releasing for me in so many ways. I'm like, "Ooh, I needed this."
Totally, 100%. And so, of course, we have to wrap up our conversation today, Ashley, by talking about being a mystic.
Mm.
So, what does being a mystic mean to you?
It's like all of the things we talked about, but for me, being a mystic has been about trusting my body again, and so helping others trust their own bodies. Like, we're in a time where we are raised or brought up that we need to like hustle to be successful, and we get stuck in our heads a lot, and so we tend to be out of our bodies. Clients tend to be out of their bodies when they come see us, and so it's like helping them get back in and remember who they are and returning them to their true frequency. Like, that's really what it's about for me.
Mm, beautiful. And do you have any final tips for us for living a mystical life?
Just trust, like, your inner knowing, your intuition, trusting that fully, and again, that starts with the body. Like, Emily, you had this wonderful tip one time where it was like, "What does truth feel like in your body?" And I love that to this day. I use that as an example. But if we can lean into that, our inner knowing, our intuition, and what our body tells us, then everything will be okay. But we just have
Yeah.
to remember to be safe to be in our bodies again.
Yes. Couldn't agree more. And Ashley, where can people listening find you and connect with you?
Oh, yes. So I'm on Instagram at Energy Healing Ashley, and then my website is energyhealingashley.com.
And what do you have going on in your business right now? How can people work with you?
Yes. So, I mean, if you're in Florida, please reach out because I'm looking for soul family, especially if you're in the Orlando area. But I do offer in person and distance, of course. So I have Reiki sessions, and then I also combine Reiki with the Akashic Records. So if you're looking to have a little bit of Reiki and also a reading, I like to combine the two of those as well.
Yes, Ashley's so talented. Go see her. Go see her. I need to come for a session soon. I need some energy work. So
Oh,
I'll be there knocking at your door.
yes.
Oh my gosh. And come on the retreat. We still have some beds available. The retreat house, you guys, is freaking epic. It has a view of the Smoky Mountains, massive wraparound porches, campfires, a mini golf course, an indoor pool, a hot tub.
All of the things. Like, it has so much
It's
space. Oh, it's
so
just
much
so
space.
beautiful.
It's so
Yeah.
luxurious. There's plenty of room for you. And there's
Mhm.
plenty of room for you to just sit and relax and just check out from the world. So come, just
Mm,
come,
mhm.
just show up, fly in.
Yes.
Um, and if you're listening and you're wondering where to fly into, so the retreat house is in Sevierville, Tennessee, which is close to Pigeon Forge. You can fly into either the Knoxville airport or the Gatlinburg airport. You could also fly into Nashville, although it's a little bit far. I personally am going to be doing that and driving, but we would recommend that you fly into Knoxville or Gatlinburg that are going to be a little bit closer for you.
Mhm. Or if you're in driving distance, you can drive.
Or you can drive.
Yeah.
Yay. So hopefully we'll see you in October. We'll leave the information for the retreat in the show notes. And Ashley and I can't wait to meet you in person.
Yay.
Yay.
Can't wait.
Thanks. Thanks for coming on the show, Ashley.
Thank you.